I met a lady who was the wife of a doctor. She said, 20 years ago I had irritable bowel syndrome, and when my husband told me what he was offering medically, I said, no thanks.
Hello everyone. Today I'm thrilled to share one of the most versatile natural remedies you can have in your home, castor oil. This powerful oil has been used for centuries for its numerous health benefits, but there's so much more to it than many people realise. From improving circulation to supporting digestion, castor oil offers us natural solutions to a wide range of health challenges. Over the next 30 minutes, I'll guide you through 39 ways you can use castor oil to change your life, starting with some lesser known but highly effective applications. Let's dive in. As a thank you for joining me today, we're giving away 100 free copies of my best-selling book to our subscribers. So if you haven't yet, hit subscribe, like this video, and comment why you want to win. Now let's get started.
But castor oil can be used almost indefinitely. You could almost wear it 24/7. Castor oil penetrates very, very deep, and it can break up scar tissue. It can also break up calcifications, and sometimes with arthritis you've got calcified joints. Now, so we'll say calcifications because this is some of the cause for the pain in the joints. So the scar tissue obviously is going to break up a little bit easier than the calcified joints, but eventually it will do it. The key is consistency. Just keep at it. Just keep applying it every day, every day. Some people like to sleep with the castor oil compress overnight. Now, the thicker the compress, I like to do about 6 layers of cloth or maybe 3 layers of toweling, and I stitch it together and we put plastic underneath it. See, when you apply it, let's say you're applying it to the knee, you apply it and then you put the plastic over and then you'll bandage it on. The plastic just keeps the compress from chilling as it does with the ginger, and it also protects your clothes from being soiled from the castor oil, or if it's the ginger juice. The castor oil can be used, the castor oil compress can be used again and again and again and again. You might even use it for a month. By then it might be looking a little bit sad, and you might make a fresh one. I'll leave the decision up to you, because the castor oil is not drawing anything out of you. It's just a vehicle to hold the oil so that it can go into you. So this is a gentler poultice, but it's actually quite powerful. It can break up a bone spur, and so any calcification anywhere in the body, it has the ability to break that up. Remember, it penetrates deeper than any other oil, and wherever it penetrates, it has the ability to break up the congestion, scar tissue, calcification in that area. The more serious the condition, of course, the longer it's going to take, and the longer it's been like that, the longer it can take. So the swollen joints, you might do the ginger poultice for a few hours, and then you might do the castor oil overnight every night. So play with them. Remember, you're the doctor. Listen to what your body says. If it brings relief, do it. If it doesn't bring relief, maybe you need to do it for a little bit longer. Maybe you need to adjust the times that you do it. But your body will speak to you, and it will tell you what it likes. And if you don't get the results straight away, just keep at it.
That's just one way castor oil can make a difference, but let's not stop there. Castor oil is also a powerful tool for skincare. It provides deep hydration, locking in moisture, and helping soothe dry or irritated areas. What makes it particularly special is its anti-inflammatory property, which can reduce redness and swelling on sensitive or inflamed skin. For those looking to diminish scars or stretch marks, castor oil's high fatty acid content works wonders. I recommend mixing a few drops of lavender essential oil with castor oil. This blend not only smells wonderful, but enhances the soothing effect. Apply a small amount to targeted areas each day, and over time, you'll notice a remarkable improvement in skin texture and elasticity. Many have found it especially beneficial for rough patches, dry elbows, and even cracked heels. This natural oil brings softness and rejuvenation without the need for chemical-laden products, making it a favourite among those seeking a gentle, effective approach to skincare.
Also underneath the rib are gallstones. It can help to break those up. Round the back to kidneys, it can help to break up kidney stones. So there's a huge amount that the castor oil can do. But it's not a poultice, it's a compress. And as a compress, it can be used again and again and again. So this is how you make it. So you put a little bit of plastic down, and then with the compress, you put several layers. Now, if it's toweling, you might just put one layer. But if it's thin sheeting, I know I do a castor oil on my wrist every night, and I think I've got about 8 layers of thin sheeting on that. So there's your compress. The thicker the compress, the more oil it'll hold, so the more oil can go into you. If you use a paper towel, it'll all just break up. But if you use cloth, you can use it again and again. I've been using the compress I'm using now for, since I left home. No, actually, I made another one in Alabama. So I've been using it for 6 weeks. And then you put the castor oil on, and it'll be like a thick bubble, because castor oil is a very, very thick oil. So I'll show you how to put it on from another angle. So here's the plastic here, and here's the compress. And remember, we've got several layers. The thicker the compress, the more oil can go into you. And then when you put the castor oil on, you only put it on this much. That's all you put on, because it is so thick and it sits up like a bubble. And it'll take probably about 15 minutes to soak through. And when it soaks through, it takes up a little bit more of the area. And then you put it on your hot body, whether it be wrist, whether it be abdomen. When the heat from your body thins the oil, and it'll go out even more. I said to one lady who had breast cancer, I said, "Have you tried castor oil?" She said, "I'm not going to do that stuff." She said it leaked everywhere. And I know what happened. When she poured the oil on, she poured this much oil on. And then it's got nowhere to go, except it's going to start dripping everywhere. And she is right, castor oil, you don't want that through your clothes, you don't want that through your bed. So it's important to appreciate what I'm saying about it's better to put a little less. So my compress now, of course, is totally covered because I've worn it every night. I've been wearing it every night for a couple of months, and I have no pain when I wear that. Now, one of the reasons I'm wearing it is because in the X-ray it showed a little bit of osteoarthritis on my joint here. And I know that there was something happening there because it was sore before I even fell on it. I have no pain if I wear that. And I'm so glad that's all I've got, because remember, when my mother was 51, she was a cripple in a wheelchair. So I'm really happy that that's all I've got. Remember, genetics load the gun, but lifestyle pulls the trigger. Could you add essential oil? You could if you wanted. Do you have to refrigerate it? No, you don't. I've got a little snap lock bag that I folded up and put it in when I travel. And so I'm just in the habit of putting that on every night. Consistency is the key. So if you have got a bone spur you want to break down, the castor oil will break it down, but you've got to be consistent every night, every night. So easy. I open it, put it on, bandage it on. It takes me about 30 seconds. It's easy. You wear it all day? You could wear it all day. Yep, if you want to. Now, about once a week, I put maybe another teaspoon on. No, not a special kind of castor oil. Any castor oil will do it. But it is true that the dark brown Jamaican is a little bit more potent, but we've seen amazing results even just with the clear castor oil. Well, they don't spray castor oil, so, you know, I think there's not much difference between organic and non-organic. It doesn't have to be in a glass bottle at all. It can be plastic, and plastic's much more convenient when you're traveling, because remember, castor oil doesn't absorb anything. This compress is just a vehicle holding it so that it can go into you and start to break up unnatural formations. I do not suggest taking castor oil by mouth. What a relief. It can be irritating in the gastrointestinal tract, but it's very powerful from the outside. I met a lady that she said 20 years ago I was diagnosed with breast cancer. She said, I was lying in the hospital. I didn't like what they were offering. And a delivery boy came in and she said to him, can I get a lift out with you? She got out and she went to a friend's house by the sea, a little holiday house that she could stay in. And she heard about castor oil and she said, I just wore castor oil 24/7. She said, that was 20 years ago, I don't have breast cancer. No. So the castor oil, little by little, broke it down. If you wear it on your abdomen, you would wear it for at least 5 hours, 5 days a week. Some people, if they wear it too much, it gets the bowels moving too much. But again, you're just watching your body's response. A friend of ours who developed a fibroid, and we were surprised she did, because she exercises, plant-based diet, water, you know, she does everything. And we thought, she's only 30. And then we discovered that she's living on a farm next to a macadamia nut farm. And the sprays from the macadamia farm were enough to throw her hormones out. She was rushed to hospital with pain. They did a scan and they found a fibroid that was, let me go to inches, it was probably about 3 inches in diameter. So she decided to go on the yam cream. So tomorrow I'll be talking about hormones, and the yam cream helps balance the hormones. She wore the castor oil compress every night. She said at least 6 nights a week I'd wear it. And she had no more pain, no more rush to hospital. She had another scan, I think it was 4 or 5 months later, and the fibroid had come right down to, from, I think it was 3 inches down to 1 inch. So that's the good news. It can break up things. Hexane 3, yeah, but you find most castor oils are fairly safe. You're not ingesting it.
Now let's talk about castor oil as a remedy for digestive health. One of the unique ways it supports digestion is through its application as a warm abdominal compress. When you apply warm castor oil to the abdomen, it gently stimulates the liver, which is crucial for detoxification and can promote healthy digestion. This process assists the body's natural elimination functions, providing gentle support for those who experience irregularity. To use castor oil this way, soak a cloth in warm castor oil, then place it over your abdomen for about 30 minutes. During this time, relax, allowing the oil's therapeutic properties to penetrate and work their magic. This method is not only simple, but also a natural way to support digestive health without relying on harsh laxatives. Many people find it helps them feel lighter and more comfortable, especially when done regularly as part of a gentle cleansing routine. It's a soothing, easy to apply remedy that promotes wellness from the inside out.
But many people don't promptly answer nature's immediate call, and their colon gets into the habit of not going when it should. And there's something else you can wear on your colon for a few hours a day and it's a castor oil compress. Castor oil is an oil that penetrates deeper than any other oil, and it'll break up the congestion in the colon and help you to pass with ease. So if someone tends to constipation, it's very important that they invest in a $2 plastic stool from the Crazy Clark's. Do you have Crazy Clark's? $2 shop, or I don't know, something like that. Okay, those shops. Or they go to Bed Bath and Beyond and invest in a squatty potty. So take the pressure off there and start drinking more water. Start wearing the castor oil compress on there. And if you weren't in the lecture that showed how to make compresses, you can Google Barbara O'Neill poultices, and in the poultice lecture it shows you. But it's a few layers of cloth with castor oil on it, put on the abdomen, cover it with plastic. Usually your clothes will hold it there. In fact, one lady who came to our program, she said, I used to have irritable bowel. And when I had irritable bowel, my husband, who's a doctor, came in and told me what he was going to do is going to be cortisone and anti-inflammatories, and if that didn't slow it down, we'll just open you up and cut that part out. Ah. It actually defies reason, doesn't it? Do you know, I'm not criticising doctors. They do the best they can. You know, poor doctors, people beat themselves up, and then they come to the doctor and think there's going to be a quick fix, but there actually isn't. There isn't a quick fix. The body can heal itself. It's little by little by little it breaks down. It bears so long under abuse. And so it's little by little by little, given the right conditions, that it can start to build up and heal again. So this lady decided not to do what her doctor husband suggested, and she'd heard about the castor oil, so she started wearing castor oil compresses on her abdomen. And she said, I healed myself of irritable bowel with castor oil. So castor oil will penetrate deep, and it'll help to ease any inflammation. It will also penetrate deep and break up any lumps and bumps in the area if the person has constipation. You see, herbs are synergistic. They work with the needs of the human body. That's the good news. So let's come down here, and oh dear, there are those horrible little things called hemorrhoids. What can you do to get relief there? Squatty potty, so you take pressure off them. But there are a few things you can do. You can soak a cotton ball in castor oil and shape it to the shape of your little finger and put it in the freezer. Now it will take about 4 days to freeze. And once it's frozen and it's, you know, solid, you can insert it and leave it in there overnight. And the castor oil brings great relief to that hemorrhoid.
We've covered skin and digestion, but did you know castor oil is also a fantastic remedy for promoting hair growth? When massaged into the scalp, castor oil penetrates deeply, nourishing the hair follicles and encouraging stronger, healthier growth. The rich fatty acids in castor oil provide essential nutrients that help to improve hair texture and strength. For a lighter application, you can blend it with coconut oil, which also adds extra conditioning benefits. Regular scalp massages with this blend not only help stimulate growth, but also reduce breakage, which is key to maintaining fuller, longer hair. Many people have even noticed a thickening effect on thinning hair with consistent use. Just a small amount, massaged in and left on for a few hours, or overnight if possible, makes a big difference. For anyone looking to enhance their hair naturally, castor oil is a simple yet powerful addition to the hair care routine, helping to create visibly thicker, healthier hair over time.
Now castor oil penetrates deeper than any other oil, and wherever castor oil penetrates, it breaks up lumps, bumps, congestion, adhesion. It will break up a bone spur. If the bone spur has been there 3 years, it may take 3 months to break it up. If it's been there 3 months, it may take 3 weeks. If it's been there 3 weeks, it might only take 3 days. So it all depends how long it's been there. But the key is consistency. Now, this is really not a poultice, it's a compress. And as a compress, it's not drawing anything out of you. It's a vehicle, this little pad is a vehicle to hold the oil so that it'll penetrate into you. So every day you might apply the poultice or the compress, and after you've finished you might fold it over, and then the next day open it up, put a little bit more oil and apply it again. So you can use it for tumours, you can use it for cysts. I met a lady who told me she'd conquered her breast cancer by castor oil, wearing the castor oil compresses. In fact, one young girl I knew had a fibroid in her uterus. They wanted to operate, but she wanted to do it naturally. So she took the anise wild, or applied the anise wild yam cream to get the estrogen down, and applied the castor oil compresses to her abdomen. Some people sleep with them. You can certainly have it on overnight. Some people would rather be a little bit freer at night and just let it sit in their clothes. But you need to have a plastic backing because the castor oil could soil the clothes, but done properly it will never soil. So what you do is you put a circle on in the middle. So I'll show you what I've done here. So the little castor oil pack is about this big, the plastic is about that big, and I've put approximately this much castor oil on. And because it's so thick, it's sitting above the pack. And as it slowly soaks through, it'll go out to about that much. And then when it goes on your warm body, it'll go out a little bit more. Can you see that? So if you do it correctly, it's not going to leak and get on everything, because there's nothing worse than castor oil on the sheets or on your clothes. So we're letting that sit so that it can soak in. So where would you put that? You would put that on a bone spur, you would put that on sometimes even a sore wrist, joints, you can put it on for that. One lady had very sore knees and found that that made a big difference. You could put it on a congested chest. If it's winter and a person's got a congested chest, obviously you'd make a little bit bigger for that. You may then put a hot water bottle on, and that would help to warm up your poultice. Mostly the body will warm it up, but if the person's got a cold and they'd like it to be warmed quickly, you can do that. It can be used on the abdomen for constipation. It'll penetrate deep and break up congestion in there. I met a lady who was the wife of a doctor. She said, 20 years ago I had irritable bowel syndrome, and when my husband told me what he was offering medically, I said, no thanks. And she'd heard about castor oil, so she applied castor oil compresses. And she said she healed herself. Little few dietary changes as well, as you heard last night. So castor oil can be used just about anywhere. It can help to break up gallstones in the gallbladder. It can help to revive the liver. So your liver, your gallbladder is under your right rib, so you would do it to that area. It applied to the kidneys, it can help break up kidney stones. And so there's a whole lot of areas that you can use castor oil. I don't advise you take it by mouth. It can be a little irritating there. But topically, used externally, it can have quite a powerful effect.
Another lesser known benefit of castor oil lies in its impressive ability to ease joint pain. Traditionally, castor oil has been used as a natural remedy for arthritis and sore muscles thanks to its potent anti-inflammatory properties. To relieve joint pain, warm a small amount of castor oil and gently massage it into the affected area. Once applied, wrap the area with a cloth to allow the warmth to penetrate deeply into the tissues. This warmth provides soothing comfort, while the oil works to reduce inflammation, easing pain and stiffness. Many people find that using castor oil in this way helps to improve flexibility and mobility over time, especially when done regularly. It's a simple, natural method that can offer substantial relief for aching joints, making it a wonderful alternative for those looking to manage joint discomfort without synthetic pain relievers. Whether used on sore knees, hands or shoulders, castor oil is a powerful ally in natural pain management.
Castor oil penetrates deeper than any other oil. I do not advise you drink castor oil. It can be irritating inside, but on the outside, it has quite a remarkable effect. It penetrates deeper than any other oil, and wherever it penetrates, it breaks up lumps, bumps, adhesions, bone spurs, tumours. Depending on how long the bone spur's been there, if the bone spur's been there for 3 years, it might take 3 months. If the bone spur's been there 3 months, it might only take 3 weeks. I have seen people, well, they've told me their bone spur was little by little, it was able to go with the castor oil compresses. So when I say a compress, what do I mean by that? I'll show you how we make it. We get what's called an incontinence pad. You can buy these to put under people who are incontinent. And we cut them up. So you can see that I've already cut a piece off this. And the beauty of it is it's got a plastic backing, and I open it up. You can open it like that, and I put several layers of cloth in there to make it a thick compress. You see, the thicker the compress, the more castor oil it will hold, and the more castor oil can go into you. So I have made one here. So you can see this is quite thick. I think I have got about 8 layers of cloth in there. And what I do is I tape the edges with masking tape, and I've clipped the edges with a stapler, or you could stitch it. And when I applied the castor oil earlier, it was like a thick layer on top. And so you sit that down and you leave it for maybe 20 minutes, maybe half an hour, waiting for it to soak through. It is soaked through now, and that's quite wet. And you can see that it doesn't take up the whole of the poultice, because when that goes on the body, the heat of the body will thin the oil, and it'll leave a little bit of a room for it to spread out. So this is a good size for the chest, for a congested chest. It's a good size for the abdomen. It can be put on the abdomen for constipation. It can also be put on the abdominal wall for irritable bowel. It could be put under the rib for the liver, for gallstones. It can also be put at the back for kidney stones. It could be put over a knee for a painful knee. So you can see we're getting to the part in our presentation where for a sore knee, say, you might try the ginger poultice. Another time you might try the grated potato poultice. And another time you might try the castor oil. And you will get to see what the different poultices do. But remember, this penetrates deep. And because it's not drawing anything out of you, you can use the same compress again and again and again. You might even use the same one for a couple of months. Maybe every 2 days, it's starting to feel a bit dry, you'd put a little bit more castor oil there. You'll get to know, and you can just fold it over, put it aside, and bring it out the next night. I've spoken to women who've been able to break up breast lumps using the castor oil compress. I've also spoken to women who've been able to clear up their breast cancer with castor oil compresses on the breast. It's not the whole program. There's a whole lot of things that you do.
Finally, let's discuss how castor oil can support lymphatic drainage. The lymphatic system is essential for removing waste and toxins from the body, and castor oil can be a valuable aid in this cleansing process. By gently stimulating lymph flow, castor oil helps improve circulation, allowing the body to better clear out waste. To use it for lymphatic support, apply castor oil to areas where lymph nodes are concentrated, such as the neck, underarms, or even behind the knees. Massaging these areas for about 15 minutes with castor oil can enhance circulation, helping to reduce fluid buildup and alleviate feelings of sluggishness. Many find this gentle massage to be especially beneficial when they need a boost in immunity or a natural way to feel more energized. Not only is it rejuvenating, but it's also a relaxing practice that can be easily incorporated into a wellness routine, providing natural support for your body's detoxification processes. So there you have it, 39 amazing ways to use castor oil that can make a real impact on your health and well-being. From skin to digestion, hair to joints, castor oil truly is a multi-purpose remedy that's simple, affordable and effective. I hope you feel inspired to give some of these methods a try and see firsthand how castor oil can support your health naturally. Thank you for listening, and I look forward to sharing more natural health tips with you in our next session.